structure. Match, mismatch. What are we? It's also understanding yourself, discovering yourself. Okay? When you look at this, what do you see? Okay? Do you see similarities or do you see dissimilarities? Some people might say, oh, both are parabolas. Somebody else might say, no, one is like this and one is like that. There's a difference between the two. Because the first person, when he says both are parabolas, are looking at the similarities. And the second person is looking at what's different between the two. That's what's called match and mismatch. All of us behave in this way. When you look at something, when you see something, when any information comes into you, not just seeing, but any senses, you either match or mismatch. What are you more prone to do? What's your tendency? Now in this case, when I'm modeling Jenny, I'm going to ask her, what do you do? And she's going to tell me what she does. I'm going to note that down. You get what I'm saying, mismatch and mismatch. This is what we do. Self and other. Is your focus on yourself or on other people? Okay? That's really important when you do this. So when she's giving that event, is she thinking about herself? Oh, I'm a great speaker, I want to be a great speaker. Or is she thinking about the value she's giving to the audience? Is she externally referenced? She's giving to the audience. So she's about self or about other people. Some people do things for themselves because they want to become great, they want to become good, they want to become powerful and so on. Some people do it because they want to give happiness to other people. It's about giving rather than getting. Selfish versus selfless. Okay, that's what self and other is about. So I try and ask you that no. Okay? Past, present and future. Are we living in our past? Are we in the now? Or are we thinking about the future? Okay? Again, all of us are different. Some of us are very, very future focused. We're always thinking about tomorrow and 3 years down the line and 3 months down the line and whatever, we're future focused. Some of us are always living in the past. Oh, I wish I could do that. How beautiful it was when it was like that over there. How wonderful it was then. Now it's doing, those days were so beautiful. How I wish I could go back to those days. We're living in the past. Okay? Some of us are living in the future. One day I will be that. One day I'll be on this yacht. One day I'll be doing that. One day in the future. Someday in the future. And some people forget about the future, forget about the past, live for today. Okay? This is here and now. So what are you? Again, this is a filter. Different people are different. So you find out from that person. So I go to Jenny when I'm interviewing her, when I'm talking to her, I'm going to do all of these things. Okay, Jenny, what do you do? No, I'm totally in the moment. When I'm giving my talk, I'm just there for the audience. I'm totally in the moment. That's it. Everything else is blank for me. So she's in the present. Well, she might be saying, no, whenever I give a talk, I just, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing myself talking in front of 20,000 people or addressing the United Nations General Assembly. And that gives me the energy and the power and the connection with the audience. Could be. I don't know what works for her. So then I wrote down, yeah, she's future focused. Or she might go, no, you know what, every time I go and give a speech or talk at an event, I think of the event 3 years back when it is just so fantastic. Everybody did praise me, just one of the best talks I ever gave in my life. And whenever I go and give a talk now, I always think back to that moment in time when I gave that talk. And that just gives me so much positive energy and thing that I'm able to connect. So we don't know what works for her, but I'm just going to take that. I'm going to write that down and go, she's okay? People, place, object, time, activity. When you go to a restaurant, so Paul and Max have gone to a restaurant and they're having dinner, and then I go call Paul and say, hey Paul, tell me about that dinner. And Paul goes, man, the food was just absolutely fantastic, Okay, what else? Oh, just really, the food was great. I go to ask Max, Max goes, she doesn't talk anything about food. She goes, wow, what an ambience. That restaurant was just fantastic. What an ambience, it's just beautiful, Or somebody else, if I go and ask them, I'd go, service is just fantastic. The people there are just great. They don't talk about the food. They don't talk about the ambience. They talk about the people. So we've got filters. Remember, we're talking about filters. What do we filter, delete, distort, generalize, and retain? You retain the ambience. You retain the food. Somebody else retains the people. So when we do this, what are we retaining? What are we retaining in our mind? People, the place itself, the object, or is it the time? Somebody else might go. Right? That was just such a wonderful time that we had there, you know. The smell, the taste, or the activity. So people, place, object, time, or the activity. So you're focusing on the activity.